it looks like we are drawing closer and closer to the president of the ANC, Cyril Ramaphosa, delivering or launching the election manifesto. We are also joined by an ANC veteran, that is Omry Makgoale, who joins us. I hope you can hear me. Good afternoon to you, sir. How are you?
Good afternoon, sir.
Thank you very much for your time. I mean, this comes at a time when the ANC is under tremendous pressure. In fact, with some polling companies positioning it at around 18% in the city of Johannesburg. And having read the previous manifesto myself of the ANC in 2021, issues that were raised, concerns that were raised are still issues to this particular day. But how do you see it panning out this time around, including the performance of the ANC, possibly?
Yes, I think first we saw the results. I mean, the polls predictions of 18%. It's very worrying for any member of the ANC. We are very, very, worried by that. But maybe we should be realistic. If that is the prediction by the polls and so on, it means we must try our best to do whatever we can do between now and November 4. Between now and November 4, if we can improve any from that 18% and improve, to higher, it would be appreciated. So yeah, we must do whatever we can do to lift it up from that 18% and hope that we can achieve more than that.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's a worrying percentage for any ANC member.
Yeah. One of the issues that are also quite interesting, for a lack of a better description, about the ANC is that I don't know if you saw an interview that our colleague Ntebu Mukobo did with the former mayor of the city of Johannesburg, Amos Masondo. Amos Masondo, it appears it was during his era that we saw big projects taking place, around the city of Johannesburg. In fact, I doubt if there is anyone who has matched his records of constructing roads or tarring roads in Soweto in 8 months without any hindrance. I mean, right now in the city of Johannesburg, we are struggling with just one road, Lilian Ngoyi Street, whose deadline is on the 30th of August. And yet when you look at the project with your naked eye, it doesn't look like it's going to be a reality. What does that say about continuity within the ANC itself? Because it looks like sometimes somebody would come up with projects, deliver, and when somebody else takes over, it is as if you are starting from scratch.
I think it has been a problem in terms of continuity inside the ANC. We have been, instead of keeping people who have been doing the work properly, we've been replacing them with various factions and slates inside the ANC. That has been unfortunate. You find that when a certain maybe premier comes in, he changes the staff, and another premier comes in, he changes. It has been unfortunate. That has been unfortunate. It shouldn't be the case, but unfortunately it has happened because of some faction battles and some, of course, corruption inside the ANC, which has been unfortunate. But we hope we'll address that from now onwards. We hope that will not happen from now onwards, and we hope the ANC will find a way of addressing it so that we keep competent comrades, or we keep competent South Africans in the various municipal jobs, so that the municipal work and can function properly. Because basically we need all competent South Africans to be employed, not necessarily only ANC members. So. And I hope from now onwards we can do that. Yeah. Appoint competent South Africans wherever they live, and so that the towns and cities can run in a better way. We don't have to have these potholes and the lights, the cables ripped apart. We don't have to have that.
Yeah.
So we hope from now onwards we'll address that as the ANC.
Let's go back to what we saw yesterday. The some of us were expecting that a final list of candidates would be announced, and then it turned out that these are nominees, which came a bit, which gave us conflicting messages, because there is speculation as to why that is. But what do you make of what we saw yesterday? Do you think, like others who are concerned, that it might probably deepen factions within the ANC? Some are of the view that, in fact, it is one way of blocking factions within the ANC, where some, knowing that they were not nominated for that mayoral position, may defect to another party or try and sabotage a particular candidate that they've been at loggerheads with. What do you make of what we saw yesterday?
Unfortunately, that can happen. I mean, people leave the ANC if they think that they are not going to get some seats, and go to the other parties that are former offshoots of the ANC, whether it be before it was COPE, EFF, now MK Party. And so people leave and go to these parties if they think they can get a portfolio there, and that we can't really control at the moment. It happens, it has happened. People have left after having not been nominated to various posts, and they've joined other political parties. But that we don't have control over. What we can do, of course, as the ANC, we can make sure that we appoint the ethically proven comrades into the post, into the mayors at the moment, people of integrity, people who are trustworthy to the population. And when we appoint people who are trustworthy to the population in the various towns and cities, the citizens, the local citizens, will see that because they know the people who are trustworthy, they also know people who are crooks. And if we appoint and we nominate trustworthy people, I believe that the citizens will vote for us positively. But if we appoint crooks, of course, we can't expect citizens to vote for the crook they know. It is unfortunate, I have to say that.
It's interesting that you are raising that aspect because in the previous elections, local government elections, when the ANC was delivering its manifesto, part of what Cyril Ramaphosa said as the leader of the party, and I want to quote him directly from his speech, he says, as the ANC, we admit that progress has not been sufficient. Many municipalities have not delivered as they should have. There is corruption, waste, and underspending. We are getting rid of corrupt and self-serving councillors. We have introduced a step-aside rule for those in the ANC that have been charged with corruption and other serious crimes. I mean, it sounds like a part of his speech I'm likely to hear again today.
Yes, I think we have not yet managed to address the issue of corruption properly in the ANC, because what we are thinking is that all the candidates, municipal candidates, mayors, and so on, if possible, they should have underwent lifestyle audits, all of them, those who are candidates, so that when we say we nominate so-and-so for the town of Matlosana or for the town of Mudimule, then we have a record that this person has underwent lifestyle audit, and we are sure that the citizens, local citizens of the town or the city, know that this person is ethical, this person is well behaved, and they will vote for us. But if we have not managed to do that at the moment, we have not yet managed to do the lifestyle audit for all the candidates, and so sometimes because of that, then we have mistakes where we nominate and appoint people who are not really trustworthy. And the citizens, of course, know who is trustworthy and who is not trustworthy. You can't fool the public. One thing, you can't fool the public. If they know this is a crook from this town and you nominate that crook as a candidate, the citizen will just laugh at you. So I hope that in future we'll be in a position to address this. We'll have all candidates undergoing lifestyle audits, so that when we present them to the public, they are indeed trustworthy and the public can trust them.
What I find puzzling, though, is the inconsistency. I mean, the G20 the South Africans expected that, particularly the residents of the city of Johannesburg, that it would become a template moving forward, because that's when the residents of the city of Johannesburg saw movement. Towns were being cleaned, security was being improved, and many other aspects. And some people were even making a joke that as soon as the international visitors turn their backs and drive towards the OR Tambo International Airport, it will be back to square one. But it appears it was not really a joke. Or have we, at least from your vantage point, taken some of the lessons from the G20 and how there was enthusiasm to make sure that we don't embarrass ourselves in front of visitors?
Yes, I think we could have managed to keep, the standard we kept in preparation for the G20. We could have managed to keep those standards. Unfortunately, we didn't keep all those standards properly. And the other thing, of course, is that some of the resources that were used for the G20 were not necessarily permanent resources for Johannesburg, maybe. And this is why after the G20 has gone now, and those resources were then taken back to where they've been, And but I think we can, appoint and resource the city in a proper way to maintain those standards, at least of the G20 period. But at the moment, I think we did, lose it a bit. We did lose it.
Yeah, yeah. To what extent are you people like yourselves who are veterans of the ANC looking in terms of what's happening? I mean, I was looking at the statistics. In 2016, the ANC was sitting at 53.9%. In 2021, 45.59%. And we saw how the ANC also lost metros and all of that. And then, of course, the polling predictions are also not showing any positive signs, even though the ANC is confident. Where do you think all of this is going, particularly in key cities like the city of Johannesburg, which has been struggling to a point where some of your age mates and veterans of the ANC were pulled in? I mean, some of us were introduced to a grouping called the Bomb Squad, to try and assist the city of Johannesburg. And we are not sure as to the impact thereof. Perhaps there is. But give us a sense of your state of mind as an ANC veteran looking in, and where do you think all of this is going?
Yes, I think the main issue basically it's the skills in the various offices of the city of Johannesburg. You need competent technician, artisans, to make sure that the water
my apologies to you there, Mr. Makgoale, because the ANC SG is on the podium. I really would have wanted to get your response on this issue, but we have to go to Diepsloot, but I'm sure we will continue to engage.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. ANC veteran there, that is Omry Makgoale.